I'm with Joe Flanigan. We're here for Oz Comic Con at the Perth Convention and Exhibition Centre. Welcome to Perth. I know you've had a long flight.
I have. As I was saying, 23 hours of flying.
So you haven't had a chance to look around Perth yet.
Well, Rainbow and I walked around the other day until we were so tired we wanted to fall back asleep. And I feel like I went everywhere. And then, as it proves, I actually walked in a circle twice. So it gives you an idea of where my head was.
Yeah, you got to make sure you see some sights, especially Kings Park if you haven't been up there yet, which is pretty close to
I heard that's beautiful, yeah.
Good views. So, now, you ready to meet all the fans at Oz Comic Con?
I am ready.
Yeah?
I am ready.
Have you been to Australia before?
I've been to Australia quite a few times. I've never been to Perth.
Perth?
I've always wanted to go to
That's
Perth.
the best place.
As they say, it's the most remote city in the world, I'm sure.
Yeah,
People love
exactly.
saying that when they come here. I don't know how that makes you guys feel, but I'm assuming that it doesn't feel remote. I mean, it's a far more cosmopolitan place than I expected.
Yeah.
I was expecting something a little more quaint with the, quaint Australian kind of houses, the gingerbread houses and stuff. No way, it's a big city.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
All right, we're going to get on to, you're very well known for playing Lieutenant Colonel John Shepard in Stargate Atlantis. Now, it's a shame the show had to end. How did they sort of break that news to you that the show was getting cancelled? Because it was picking up just as they cancelled it.
yeah, actually, it was very odd how they broke the news because they knew it for a while, but they didn't tell us. And so, in the last Comic-Con, the big Comic-Con in San Diego, I remember I was sitting on a panel with, what must be 3,000 or 4,000 people in the audience, and a question was asked. And I said, I feel pretty good about next year. And I'm looking forward to being side by side with the new show, Stargate Universe. And I felt this odd chill from the producer and the executive from the network next to me. And when I left the panel, I called someone up and I said, something's not right. I felt something strange there. We should find out what's happening. And then I did find out, and I said, listen, that's not fair. You need to tell people. So I think what they didn't want to do is break the news that there was a new show, Universe, and they're canceling the other one simultaneously. Because it's odd news. I don't think fans want to hear that. I think fans want to keep what they know, introduce something new. If they like it, they'll go with that as well. But the idea of taking those fans and simply, separating them from what they like and putting them into something new was obviously tricky, and it obviously didn't work either.
Is it normal to know that the show is finishing before it's finished? Because usually the season finishes, then you find out. Is that right?
It is. I mean, welcome to Hollywood. You could show up, there's your parking spot, lunchtime, they're like, that's not your parking spot. But generally speaking, you have a contract, and you're asked to execute X amount of shows. So sometimes you'll be told to. More often, though, you'll be shooting the show, you'll be finished with the season, and then you'll hear the news after you finish, because they'll make the decision then. It's not very often while you're shooting. So,
What else are you doing now that we should look out for?
I'm taking my kids on spring break.
Yeah.
Really exciting. Everybody should follow us. No, I just finished a film that was fun to do, called The Bandit Hound. At least my kids thought it was cool because there's dogs in it, dogs and kids, which I was told never to work with, and of course there I am making bad career choices working with dogs and kids. And Catherine Bell's in it, Judd Hirsch. And oh my God, Lou Ferrigno.
Wow, the Hulk.
Isn't that wild?
Wow.
Yeah, Lou Ferrigno plays a
He
bad
always
guy.
gives 110%.
Guy looks great. It's amazing.
It's amazing, isn't he?
Yeah, and yeah, it was good. I had a good time. I actually haven't seen the film.
When's
So
it come
really
out? Is
promote
it
it.
released now, or when's it come out?
It is imminently coming out.
So we should look
at
out
least
for
what
it.
I'm being told.
Well, we'll look out for that straight
Yeah, I
away.
still have a parking spot. When they tell me I don't have a parking spot, I'll tell you. So
All right, we're going to have a bit of fun now. I know you're tired. You've had a long flight, but we're going to ask you some quick fire questions. That's what I thought you might like.
does
So
my brain have to be quick?
we'll see. I know you're tired, so that's probably might make it a little bit more fun. All right. Most embarrassing thing you've ever done?
My most embarrassing thing I've ever done is I was recruited to be on a basketball team in high school. The coach had seen me throw some balls, and he was like, "Oh, that kid's good. Put him on the team." Well, they put me on the team, and they put me on the bench for so long. I didn't understand why. And of course, I went to sleep with limited attention span that I had. And I'm basically asleep when I hear this Flanigan, and I was like, what? I jump out there, and I steal the ball. I go through the team, boom, lay up, beautiful. I turn around, waiting for my accolades, my applause, and there was no applause because I had just scored the wrong basket. Yeah, that was the end of my basketball career.
Well, you made a good career move then. Favorite place to watch TV?
Wow, that's a good question. I'm going to say outside.
Outside?
Yeah, I'm setting up an outdoor TV in my house, and I kind of like the idea of just sitting outside. Because when you're inside, you're watching TV, you kind of feel a little guilty. I live in Malibu, where it's beautiful all the time. So when you look outside, you say, "I should be outside." Well, you can do both. So I can watch TV and be outside.
Interesting. You don't have a man cave? I've got a man cave, so.
Well, I have a very nice man cave. Yeah, my place in Malibu has 3 separate cottages that are all
Awesome.
very decked out with masculine
You got 3 man caves.
things.
Yeah.
Yes, and my 3 boys and I are there. We're very busy making man caves. Yeah.
All right. What's your biggest pet peeve?
Oh, God, very good question.
Try and ask good questions here.
Yeah. Well, which one today? Let's see. People asking me about my pet peeves, perhaps. No. I would say that one of my pet peeves is in the United States, listening to people speak. They say like. They use the word like all the time. Like, oh, like whatever. Okay, like I'm sure. Like, okay, like this. And it drives me nuts.
Do you pull them up on it?
Well, I did until I offended so many people. They realized. I also kind of diminished half their vocabulary, so they were left with like nothing to say. So I have not. I try to keep it in check. But having 3 boys, I'm a stickler about them learning how to speak correctly. So tripping a few people up.
This one might trick you up. If you were stuck on an island, who would you rather be with? Rachel Luttrell or Jason Momoa, and why?
Oh boy, that's so easy.
Oh, that's an easy one.
Adios, Jason. Take off. Rachel and I can handle this. That's how that works.
Too good. All right. Well, again, thank you very much. Welcome to Perth for the first time. You'll love it here.
Thank you.
Said I'm sure that the fans are going to treat you very well at Oz Comic Con. And again, thank you very much for your
Looking
time.
forward to it. Thank you.